Okay, and the terraces have gotten kind of wild and woolly, and we've started some transition here. Show you, we'll start at the bottom here. The thyme, I probably need to cut back. It's looking a little weedy there. And this you can cut back pretty hard and it will come back. I got one little tiny aster there behind my fox friend. This was a second round of Minnesota midgets I put out, and you can see that squash bug on it. I think you can see that. Yeah, they just get eaten up. It's not happening. And then the zinnias, where the flowers are just amazing. There we go. That's getting sharper. All right. Can't tell if it was just the camera being fuzzy or my eyes. And it's his up there that volunteered. It's a great plant, so I let it be. This is a little sprout off of the black cherry that fell down. And I kind of hung it back there to finish up before I cut it down, but maybe I'll keep it sprout. We'll see. The shortest Brussels sprout I have. Oh, hi bee. Some bees out already. The tomatoes are mostly they've overtopped the stakes, they're getting diseased, they've flopped over. So I'm about to take them out. I probably should have already done so, but I just can't leave fruit to not finish if I can help it. My little Tulsi shrub, doing great. Peppers finally starting to come on now that the cauliflower's pretty much gone. It's my ridiculous squumpkin plant. Talk about that in a minute, I suppose. This bee is apparently right where they want to be. Sunflower that flopped over and I cut off, and now it's got a bunch of blooms, smaller blooms that are coming on. The basil finally starting to grow up some. Same with the alyssum. A lot of things just got late starts this year. I'm not sure why. The purple peppers all starting to really go. We really haven't gotten a whole lot off of them yet, but you can see we've gotten a handful. That's kind of one of those things, once they start going, they just keep on going, which is wonderful. Let's come back over here. These Brussels sprouts, I just took a bunch of leaves off of them, and I'm kind of using them as chop and drop. So kind of mulching, feeding, especially our roly-polies. We got a ton of little pill bugs that will start eating my plants if they don't have stuff down there. So I figure that's probably a net good. This is again a black strawberry plant that I probably should have taken off already, but you can see there's still fruit on it, so I'm trying to let it finish. Carrot that I let go to seed. I'm kind of shaking out seeds periodically. And you can see in between here, got some chard started. So Brussels sprouts are taken for bleeding ever, although they are starting to make sprouts. Could probably see better on that one. Yep. And so not only are the leaves getting burned up, they're getting hit by bugs real bad, and they're actually not the part that we eat. So, and I figured it would let the sprouts form if those leaves aren't shooting them out. Maybe I've seen them growing that way. So doing that, you can see it's kind of rough looking. And then in between, pak choi, and we have a watermelon spilling over from back up there that hasn't made fruit yet, but we'll give it time. Brussels sprout, another watermelon that was trying. It actually did have, that was a Charleston gray, had a fruit on it, and then the pill bugs actually ate part of it, which I didn't realize. The top half of it looked really good. I hadn't looked at the bottom end, and the pill bugs got it. So yeah, we're gonna give it another chance to make fruit. Peppers looking good. See, everything's gotten real woolly over here. We'll talk about that in a minute though. These tomatoes finally starting to come on. I just took a bunch of tomatoes off of here yesterday. These were green zebras. They took all season long to make tomatoes. But you know, happy to have them. It's fine, do it in your own time. Alright, step through all the wild and woolly stuff here. And little kale plant. And the volunteer butternut that I let go. It's making some fruit finally. There's a lot more on the other way. And this terrace, there's a lot happening here. Again, I'm probably putting too much in. I decided kind of spur of the moment to put in some corn because we should have enough time to get corn. And it's, you know, what, like a foot tall now. And we got 2 months before frost, so. The tomatoes, I keep needing to take these out and just haven't yet, but I'm gonna. And then I started, this is where I probably lost my mind because the plan was to take the tomatoes out, put the cauliflower and other brassicas back in, and then I'm like, yeah, corn. So I'm probably inhibiting everybody's growth, but we'll see. As you can see, brassicas are getting chewed up. Cauliflower over there doesn't look too bad, but I can actually see a caterpillar on it. I haven't been able to spray them with BT because it's been raining just about every day, so it's pointless. And then beans, like that's from the first round. I did put in a second round of beans, and they're finally starting to put on a little something. As you can see, cauliflower I haven't pulled out yet. It's small but respectable. And then these tomatoes were pretty much, you can see, getting diseased. And then they had, like this one had a little sprout on it, so I let it cut the main plant and let the little sprout go. And it's, oh, got some kind of critter damage there, I think, or splits. Had lots of that. This one's not doing as well. It's still got a fruit on it. So yeah, I just probably need to take these guys down. It's like I'm waiting for the fruit to set, or fruit to ripen rather, because some of them are so big and nice. I did get a bunch off yesterday. So, that timing thing, you know. These guys, and there's beans coming in. It's definitely a dead Roma tomato there. Alright, and then we'll try and talk about some of the cauliflower stuck in. Talk about the mess that is over here, because it's a lot. The sea of squash. Oh, and then there's the roselle that's in the ground. It's much larger than its compatriots in the pot. Much, much larger. But so most of this is this one plant. And I thought this was a volunteer butternut. But as time has gone on and the fruit set, and it did wait until it was enormous and I started cutting back the ends for it to set fruit and sort of gave it an ultimatum. Look at that. I believe that is what they call, well, apparently if you grow it intentionally, it's a butterkin. I've been calling it a spumpkin. So I believe that's a pumpkin butternut hybrid that I have. And I'm going to have quite a lot of them because you can see there's like 3 right there. There's like 3 right here. So yeah, and that's not counting the rest of my squash. And yeah, look at that. Hopefully these taste good because we've got a lot of them. If they don't, then like I've devoted a lot of time and space to a plant that is making a lot of crummy food. That being said, the butternuts that finally did get going of their own volition are setting enormous fruits. I mean, they're just like that is ginormous. So that's really nice. And then I guess I'll finish up on the back side of the bed here, or the front side rather. There's another enormous butternut. Those little guys are pie pumpkins coming out the front there that I did intentionally plant. I don't think they're gonna have, I don't know, maybe enough room to successfully pumpkin, but you can see I got plenty going on here. And yeah, there's a lot happening here. Oh, and the peach tree that I let grow, which I probably shouldn't have, but I did. Okay, and then we'll talk about the orchard.